Boy, I know that we could be more than just friends, but you're scared. Boy, I know that we could be more than just friends, but you're scared. Boy, I know that
Yo,
happy hump day.
happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
How's everyone doing tonight?
I hope everyone is having a great night. It has been a crazy 48 hours, not just in the community, but in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about the Raiders player Henry Ruggs that killed a 23-year-old in a DUI the other night?
Yeah. Crazy.
Really, really bad. For anyone that does not know the story, Henry Ruggs, I'm pretty sure was drafted last year.
Yeah, he was the first Las Vegas Raiders draft pick in history.
Yeah. So on Tuesday morning at like 4 a.m., he was going down a residential street with his girlfriend and reached speeds of 156 miles per hour, crashed into a 23-year-old's car, and the car immediately bursted into flames, and the girl and her dog died.
Wow. Yeah. It's honestly, it's sad story.
It's definitely really sad. So my heart definitely goes out to her family, and sorry to bring that in, but I was reading that before and I was like, wow.
Well, yeah, it's sad on a lot of different levels. First, you got this young player who's really good, aspiring.
And he's young, got drafted.
Just got drafted, and he threw his life away in this charge. Nevada doesn't play. He's looking at like 2 to 20 years, and I'm sure they'll hit him with something hard to let people know that they don't play,
Yeah.
And it's just so sad in today's day and age. We have Uber, we have Lyft, and it's just like, how do you get into a car today? And especially being however drunk he was,
Well, they said that he was like 0.161 or something.
Which is a lot.
It was like 2 or 3 times over the legal limit. Really bad.
Yeah, so then he just ruins his life and then, kills this innocent girl. And I saw the picture of the car, and the car was literally burnt to crisps.
I know. And it broke my heart when they said that they found her remains and her dog's remains. I was just like, oh.
So sad.
Anyways, let's twist the plot here, and let's get into some happier news.
Yeah, it's always the Raiders.
Shut up. I knew that you were going to say something like that.
Damn. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So moving on, we got some crazy news, and from the community.
We do. We got a lot.
It's crazy how much just transpired in the national news that I was looking up. It's insane. Like there's a lot going on.
We actually have some really good an update. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard because it's been all over the news, but we have a really exciting update that we're super excited to share with you guys because we shared it a couple weeks ago when it happened. So we're happy about that.
Let's get right into it. The first thing we got here is our milestones. The first channel to hit a milestone was Gordon Flowers with 11,000.
Nice.
Yeah, he's picking up speed on that channel.
Yeah. I wonder, do you think he'll ever go strictly to Gordon Flowers and leave his other channel?
Honestly, it's hard to say.
Honestly, just run them all.
Right.
I would run them all. So definitely congratulations to Alex.
The next one we got here is a new one for us. This was Prevent-A-Pred. We showed you guys when they had 16,000, like what, last week?
Yeah, like really recently.
And now they're at 17,000.
Nice.
And to no surprise, the last one we have here is Colorado Ped Patrol with 57,000.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if this is updated in real time. Let's see.
That's just insane. But you know what makes me happy is that it seems like all of these catchers are kind of growing at the same time. You know, like when one goes up 1,000, it kind of seems like they're all. I think that people are seeing all of these shows on Discovery or whatever, which you guys, I heard that the show that we talked about on here.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of it? I heard that it's
Underage Undercover.
I heard that it's really bad. So I wasted my subscription for pretty much nothing. I'll watch it, but I guess it's super corny. So anyways, yeah, hopefully everyone is getting on YouTube instead to see the real thing. And that's where all these subscribers are coming from.
So yeah, it was actually 56,000. My apologies. He was at 55,000.
Nice.
So anyways, shout out to all you guys for hitting those. And then the next thing we wanted to bring up was it was recently Hope's birthday.
Oh, yes, you guys. Literally, I was making the bio for our last episode, and it dawned on me that night. I saw that it was her birthday. So
yeah, November 1st. We
are sorry we're a little late, but happy belated birthday to the beautiful Hope. We miss you.
And we just got a notification that CC Unit is live, it looks like.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Okay. So definitely go over there. You guys know our stuff always stays up. So go check that out after you watch White Guy Wednesday. Come back over here and check out the episode because then everything will be in the bio. So if you guys want to reference, there you go.
Next up, we got rumble.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a new, well, it's not new, but it's starting to pick up some steam here. It's a website where you can upload. It's kind of like YouTube.
Yeah.
You can upload videos, and they do have, options to monetize your videos. So for all you creators out there looking for a new platform or trying to get your stuff, across the board, Rumble is a good one to look at. Like I said, it's kind of in the up and coming. So there's not a lot of, I haven't seen any pred catching like content on Rumble. And
I do know that a lot of catchers, and before anyone runs with the narrative, we did this as a backup in case something ever happened to our channel, but it's not to get monetized. We don't monetize any of our things, so definitely don't think that's the situation. But there's a lot of YouTubers. I know PvP, he runs his videos through a different, I forget what it's called, but I think it's just smart because there's a lot of people on these websites and it really broadens your audience.
Yeah, well, I was mainly doing it just because we had one of our episodes removed for a privacy complaint. So I was like, where else can we upload the content to have a backup? And Rumble's the one that I'm on here now. So if you guys want to go check us out, you can look up Predator News Now, one word in Rumble, and you'll find our channel there. We're slowly uploading everything, but I think it's going to be good. I want to branch out from YouTube.
Absolutely.
Get more exposure. Next up, we got CC Unit. He had a decoy call.
This isn't a crazy update, but I definitely did want to add it. Last night he had a decoy call with Jaime. I don't want to butcher that, but I am actually, I've heard her before, but I am just so blown away by her skills. I was listening, and at first, when I first put it on, I was like, wait, did CC Unit literally hire like a 10-year-old to come do this call? But everything from not only her voice, but the things that she says, and she talks and acts like a young.
She was really good.
Sometimes, and I just was super blown away. So I definitely wanted to give her a shout out. So
yeah, and I know that CC Unit, when he does his updates, he kind of deletes them from YouTube, and I'm not sure if he keeps them up for members. So if anyone's members of CC Unit, let us know in the comments if he keeps those decoy calls up.
And I do want to say, if it is still available for members and you have not heard it, go watch it. This guy is a teacher, okay? He is a freaking teacher, and he's really sick. So I am really excited for this catch.
Unreal. Next up, we got PCM. This was a really difficult thing to read. They posted this community update from ICAC. It looks like an email, And it says, we are unable to use your work product to initiate investigations or to further investigation to obtain criminal charges in Marion County, Indiana. We do not approve, condone, encourage, or promote cyber vigilantism by private citizens. You are putting your lives and lives of others around you in danger. Additionally, there is a possibility of facing civil monetary penalties for libel and slander if purported predator, that's a hard one, decides to sue for defamation of character. Vigilantes do not have qualified immunity for their activities. You may also want to contact the prosecutor's office for further clarification. Respectfully.
Here's the thing that like really pisses me off about this is I understand what ICAC is saying, but I just so disagree with it. The thing is ICAC, I feel like they're trying to send this message to somebody that has no idea what they're doing, and they're trying to maybe get into this. Maybe they're not in it for the right reasons. Who knows? I mean, who knows? But with these bigger groups like PCM, PCI, all of these groups, they all make sure, and their decoys are really well trained to make sure that they're taking all of the right steps.
Right.
And it made me think the other day I was watching, I think it was a PvP catch, and the officer that showed up, she was like, this is kind of like the first time that I've dealt with a situation like this. And she was kind of getting educated by it. But it's like their main thing is, oh, well, we work with law enforcement who is trained and knows exactly what to do. But then half the time the cops show up and they don't do anything. They're like, well, it's not even that. They're like, we don't know. This is foreign to us. So we'll just send this over to the detective.
Well, what's also strange, too, is that ICAC seems to work with other catchers. We've seen ICAC work with other catchers and get involved in the case. And we even saw where, one of the catchers, I think it was Tommy, CPP, said that, ICAC told him to do this specifically. And they said, get, another officer down here. And so ICAC reached out and said, yeah, we wanted you or them to take a report.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think back, and I don't think that it was as easy as just that. I think that every single catcher has had a lot of pushback.
Oh, 100%.
And finally, after you continue to do it, which I know that these women will do, I know that Shonda will do that. And I hope that they just keep pushing and showing them like, hey, we're not going anywhere. We'll keep turning in the evidence, and you'll keep seeing with our evidence that we are doing all the right steps. We're not enticing. We're not, putting our hands on them. We're not, bringing weapons or trying to fight them. They're literally doing everything right. So I feel like this is just like a generic message that they copy and paste and they send out to everyone. But it's sad because all of these catchers are doing their job, ICAC's job, at least a big portion of it. And you think that ICAC would be really grateful and be like, even say, hey, let's send out a representative to sit down with you and talk and go over exactly the do's and don'ts to get these cases, to convictions. And it's just disheartening.
And we've seen convictions from the predator catching community, and ICAC is national, so it doesn't matter who got the conviction, but we've seen it across the board. And I think it's complete BS. But in that same vein, the attorney general, that worldwide predator hunter, was actually on the news, talking and fighting with.
That gave a lot of pushback.
Yeah, he had this, I guess they put this out October 6th, and it said, vigilantes want to see online predators prosecuted, but oftentimes vigilante operations have the opposite effect. For example, when vigilantes confront potential suspects, it can cause the suspect to move to a different online platform, which can interrupt or even altogether thwart an ongoing law enforcement investigation. Law enforcement professionals also know how to follow proper procedure that will support a successful prosecution. In contrast, vigilantes often do not follow these same procedures, which can jeopardize a successful prosecution.
You know what literally infuriates me about this?
What?
Is that we literally every time that we do our national news, we see these sting operations by police officers. They get a bunch of guys or whatever, and then they let them out, and say it's even 4 days, the guys go and reoffend or download a bunch of child porn. So the cops are not doing it right. No. And then keeping them away from jumping to other sites. That's a predator, and a predator will do anything they can and seep through any little cracks in the wall to get where they need to be to get their fix. Yeah. And I don't know. I just think that this is super, it's really, it's disgusting.
It's
I hate it.
mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'd like to see. I want to see if PCI gets some convictions in that area where they're sending that letter out, Marion County.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to follow up on that. The next thing we got here was an update from Creeps today. He confirmed that this pred right here, Kenneth, I think his name was booked, and he received something today. I think it was that he was charged with 2 counts. He got attempted sexual abuse in the 3rd degree and attempted forcible touching.
Do you know how big this is? Not just for Creeps. I mean, it's huge for Creeps, but do you know how big this is for New York? I said in our last episode, New York is home of some of the biggest and craziest crimes. And so the fact that they are pursuing this and they're taking it serious as they should is just incredible. And I think it's a really great step in the right direction for Creep Spotlight, because they're going to see, okay, he has a conviction or he's dealt with us before. We trust his work, and I think it's incredible.
Yeah, so he has court. This guy has court on Friday, and I guess FM will be in attendance on that.
Yeah, he's going to pull up.
Yes, he is. And then the other update, I don't have it pulled up here, but the teacher, high school teacher, Claudio, I think it's Claudio Garcia. I guess a whole bunch of the students that went to that high school commented on the video, and I guess he's no longer teaching there.
No longer
got
teaching.
fired.
And I guess that if you go to the video, you can just see a ton of comments from the students. And Creep was just saying today, like, this is why I do this. This is what keeps me motivated. I'm doing it for all these type of students. And it's dope to see the students being like, yeah, this guy was a dirtbag.
It's this guy right here on the screen. His name is Claudio Garcia.
Can you imagine, I graduated in 2012, so I don't feel like this was too big of a thing, the YouTube world. It was, but I cannot imagine turning on my screen and seeing my freaking teacher. Bro, I would lose my shit.
Yeah, and that's just crazy. And then the third update from Creeps was the Keisha concert guy, the guy that was going to the concert but had to stop because of this. I guess he has court on December 3rd.
Okay, so we'll be following up on all of that.
The next thing we got here is coming from Alex, PP official. He posted this on his community page.
This was actually really crazy. So you guys know Alex is infamous for his nighttime. I feel like everyone has a way that they kind of get with their audience and, get to them on a personal level, have their talking time. And so Alex will talk to his audience and then he'll do these prank calls. And one of the favorites of the whole supporting group is to call this gay hotline. So Alex had called this guy, and this guy just started, I honestly wasn't there for the call, but the guy was really, really foul, and he was having predatory, everyone in the comments they were saying was you need to go get this guy. Well, they did. They did.
They got him. And he dropped this video. It's on the members section on JDQ.
Yeah, it was live yesterday.
Yeah, so go check that one out.
I think that's so crazy.
That is crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. And that's something that would happen to Alex. So incredible job.
Next up, we got Colorado Ped Patrol. They dropped some new merch for 50K, hitting 50,000 subs. And they got a plethora of different things up on the site. I know a lot of people were saying they wanted more stuff. So now their store is full with a lot of new designs. So if you want to rock some of that CPP, go over to Bonfire store and get yourself a t-shirt or something. They also have tote bags, which is kind of cool. And then I think he also said he gave some evidence to detectives for the Fort Collins. That was the late night catch on Saturday. I guess they reached out for more information on that catch. So we'll look for an update on that one. Next up, we got PP Mass's second page.
Oh, you guys.
They did JULZ did an interview with this survivor here.
Yeah, this morning I got my tea. I saw this posted in our Discord, so I was like, okay, I love these type of things, and I am not kidding. Within 20 minutes, I was crying my eyes out. I had to like take a step out from work, take my break. This is definitely a huge, huge, huge trigger warning.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if I've ever heard of a survivor story being as deep and just the pain and hurt that this poor woman Dawn went through. So even if you get triggered, if you can just go leave like some hearts, any color, it doesn't have to be from PNN, but just to go support her, because it's crazy that she's even alive with the torture that she went through. And I'm so happy she is. And I'm so happy JULZ gave her this platform to share her story. So I just want everyone in the community to go show her love. And if you don't get triggered easily, definitely listen to it. It'll definitely put a lot of things in life in perspective.
Yeah, and I think it's good that survivors have a platform like this to kind of tell their stories in a way it's almost like closure for them.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So I love to see
and
it.
it helps other survivors. I know hearing other stories, you know, you always feel like yours is the worst. So to know that other people were out there, you know, maybe suffering at the same time as you were, and just
Right.
knowing that you're not alone in
Exactly.
this world is so comforting. So we love you, Dawn and JULZ. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you. And then I just got a notification also that your boy JDQ is live. So if you want to go head over and check that out.
Yes, absolutely.
But that pretty much wraps it up for the community updates. We'll go into the national news. The first story we got here is we told you about the 4-year-old that went missing in Australia.
Yes, you guys.
She was found 18 days later.
like
alive.
What?
And it was in the same neighborhood that her family lives.
Right. So I actually heard a lot of things. So she was found, she was safe, she was reunited with her family, and then they haven't released the person's name, but I have heard that in some of the interviews, like the public interviews, you can actually see the guy in some of the footage that they have taken into custody, but they have not mentioned his name or anything about it. But
it's just crazy.
One thing that I think the Daily Mail is getting a ton of shit for this, because I remember even we read it, that the report said that the parents went 5 or 6 hours before reporting her missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's not true whatsoever. And they actually reported her missing within like 30 minutes. So we just want to get that. I mean, not that we have a huge audience, but definitely Clear the air.
Yeah, well, I just think it's crazy. I guess they showed up to the house and it was locked, so they had to break down the door and find her alive. It's a crazy story. I want to know more about this, and
I honestly, I was not expecting her to be safe after 18 days, and they were camping. It was just a weird story, but I'm bizarre. So glad that she's okay.
Well, anyways, the next one we got here, this is from Vets for Child Rescue. We told you about his documentary that he was doing, or with another documentary that he's making on child sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Craig Sawyer. We'll take a look.
Of human trafficking.
They are scenes from an upcoming documentary produced by a local veteran of U.S. military special forces on a pervasive problem: child sex slavery. Chief Investigative Reporter Valerie Cavazos joins us now with more.
The video is compelling and timely. Just last week, the feds released information on an active search for sex trafficking victims after arrests here in Tucson and in Texas. One of the victims, a 14-year-old, recently rescued here in Tucson. She reported being recruited on social media. Now we're hearing about a new wave of child trafficking that's being documented on camera to raise awareness of this ongoing problem. He's been to hell and back battling international terrorists.
So it's a long clip here.
Really crazy.
But Craig Sawyer, he's an ex-Marine, and now he spends his time fighting child trafficking. And he's working on a new documentary, which will probably be free to everyone to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing incredible things over there for at V4CR.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to show you guys that. The next thing we got here, this is a crazy one. Houston police sergeant arrested in child sex crimes.
Oh my God.
So you wonder why
Another one.
they're not
Another
arresting.
one. Right. Oh yeah. I swear with all these
Sergeant.
with all these big cities that don't arrest, like I still swear that there's going to be something that comes out in Denver. I just think it's so weird how some of these like cities and counties react. So anyways, roll this.
Denver, huh? Okay.
I don't know.
Sergeant who worked in the traffic enforcement division here, now behind bars right now. And we know from court that he was really good friends with that 13-year-old girl's family. When he watched their daughter, they trusted him.
2 first-degree offenses of aggravated sexual assault of a child under the age of 14.
Veteran Houston Police Sergeant Tung Tran standing before a judge charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. The relationship between the two revealed in court.
The relationship, the fact that this defendant was identified by the complainant's parents as a family friend who they trusted.
The prosecution went on to say the young girl was in his care at times, and there were also text messages recovered. The sexual assault was reported to Hedwig Village police back in September. After an extensive investigation, the 50-year-old sergeant was charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a child and 2 counts of indecency with a child. We tried to see if anyone was at his home, but no answer. Meanwhile, court records show the sexual contact happened on several occasions, starting in December of 2020. Chief Troy Finner sent us a statement saying in part, "I'm deeply troubled by the alleged actions of this 23-year veteran Houston police employee who was immediately relieved of duty when the accusations were brought to our attention." Meanwhile, the Houston Police Department's Internal Affairs Department is also conducting their own investigation in all of this.
Unreal.
Wow, it's absolutely crazy. And I just want to know, when you work for someone for 23 years, like how do you not know? But then again, people, especially predators, we see it every day. Principals, teachers, they're really good at hiding it, and they're really good at brainwashing their victims to not say anything. So I'm really happy he was exposed and fired. And
yeah, it said that they don't think that he used his like position of power because it was a family friend. But this next story, this guy did use his position somewhat. This X-ray tech was sentenced to 50 years in prison for sexually abusing children. So 37-year-old
an X-ray technician, oh my God, little kids come in with like broken arms or whatever.
Right, it's crazy. Justin Strickland is his name. 37-year-old man from Gainesville, Texas. He's sentenced to 50 years in prison after he used his job as an X-ray tech to sexually abuse children. Strickland sexually abused young children while administering their X-rays in a room away from their parents.
Oh my God, I knew it.
This predator exploited privacy and safety protocols to do terrible things to innocent children. One of the children, who was 8 years old, immediately told her mother, who reported the incident to police. According to police, they placed him on leave from the job.
Just think about it. I mean, when you go to get an X-ray, they put that big heavy thing on you,
right?
And a little,
and no one's allowed in the room.
Well, and the other thing is if they touch you or touch your chest or something, you don't know. Okay, is that like a part of the process of like putting on this big thing?
Right.
Or a doctor? It's like I've had some questionable doctors where I'm like, ugh, I feel like they're like a little creepy, but it's like you don't know if they're just doing their job.
Right.
So,
and especially 8 years old, and then I guess the second victim was 11.
Oh my gosh.
So he's done 50 years. That's pretty much his whole life. He'll be out when he's 90.
Good. I hope he rots.
The next story here we got is year-long child sexual exploitation investigation ends with 2 arrests, and this was in Iowa.
Well, new tonight, following a year-long investigation, 2 people in jail tonight accused of sex exploitation of children.
Ankeny officers announced the arrests today. Todd Schultz and Amy Stout were arrested on multiple felony and misdemeanor charges. Police say both of them had been in a relationship and their victims were known to them. Besides sexual exploitation of a minor, some of the other charges Schultz and Stout face include child endangerment and invasion of privacy.
So yeah, this couple of people, trash, absolute trash. So yeah, it took a year to get them, but it ended with arrest.
Right.
The next story we got is actually really sickening. So sad. Officials say 3 charged in sex trafficking of Louisiana child.
Oh my gosh.
So you got Everett West, Dina Goudry, and Bobby Tisdale. They were arrested and charged Monday after Vernon Parish authorities conducted a month-long investigation into the sexual abuse accusations. According to Sheriff Sam Kraft, the victims spoke with detectives, Department of Child and Family Services, workers, and a pediatric physician, and told them the abuse had happened numerous times from when she was 8 to 11. Kraft said the victim also indicated the suspects engaged in a rampant use of illegal narcotics within the home. Detectives believe that the suspects provided sexual contact with the child to other individuals in exchange for money or drugs. According to Kraft, the victims told investigators that Goudry was present, the lady, on numerous occasions while she was being assaulted. Statements obtained by detectives from other adults also indicated that Tisdale had offered the child to them.
God, it just, I don't know why, and I always say this, I'm not sexist, but it pisses me off. So, like the other week when PCM had the woman being caught. Speaking of, on Alex's channel, I think they are doing a decoy call with STEPH right now. So definitely go check that out, because I don't think that they stay up, and just come back and watch ours because ours stays up. So we definitely urge you guys, don't feel obligated to be here because our stuff stays up, his is not. So go show support over there. But yeah, it really pisses me off when you see women doing this, and even more, but it's like a mother's, like, I just feel like all women, whether you're a mother or not, you have like this intuition to protect children. And that's how they probably did this. She probably got the children trusted. Oh, honey, no, come on. You know, it's just, it's sick.
And then pawned them off for drugs.
Exactly.
Sickening. So hopefully the charges in Louisiana are pretty strict on these guys. Next up, we got an Army soldier solicited a Mount Joy Township child for sex. And there's not much of a story here. I just wanted to put his face on the web.
His face.
Yeah, get his mugshot there. Apparently, this dude's an active Army soldier, and he was extradited to Lancaster County in Pennsylvania after being arrested for soliciting a child for sex, according to Northwest Regional Police. His name's Ian Christopher Jones, 20 years old, of Mannheim. He was charged with solicitation of statutory sexual assault, sexual abuse of children, criminal use of communication facility, corruption of minors, and solicitation of indecent assault. Jones communicated through social media with a 13-year-old girl from Mount Joy Township in July, police said in news release. Jones, who was aware of the child's age, asked the child for sexually related video and physical contact. Jones was confined to Lancaster County Prison on Thursday after he was unable to post a $100,000 bail. And now he'll face those charges on November 18th.
And he'll get discharged, thank God.
Oh, yeah. Trash. Like, what the hell? You're supposed to be...
And he's young. He's, like, that's what's crazy to me is you just ruined your entire life.
Sickening. Next up, we got a story out of Sacramento. Police investigating after a kindergartner says she was sexually assaulted at school. Play this here.
Sacramento Unified School District are investigating a possible sexual assault of a 5-year-old little girl. The kindergartner's family telling Fox 40 today that girl came home from Camellia Basic Elementary School and told her mom that she was touched inappropriately on October 28th. The school district releasing a statement that says, quote, when a concern about a student at Camellia Elementary was brought to the school's attention, Sac City Unified immediately initiated an investigation in coordination with the Sacramento Police and Child Protective Services. The investigation is ongoing, and safety officials involved are committed to reviewing all facts related to this incident.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought it's, you know, she's 5 years old. She's reporting this to her parents, and this is why it's so important to have those kind of discussions with your kid.
Right, exactly.
So that she knows of these so-called, you know, inappropriate touchings. Because if she didn't know, I mean, she wouldn't have said anything, right?
Right. Or when your kids come straight off the school bus, like my dad and my mom would always, after I got off the school bus, my dad would make me something to eat and we'd sit and he'd say, okay, so what did you learn today? And I mean, it was the same question every single day, but it's just to kind of have that dialogue before I would go up in my room, close the door and get on my space. But it's so important to have that open communication and really feel out your kid. Okay, are they usually really bubbly and all of a sudden they're super introverted or whatever the case? You know your kids, but definitely keep that communication open.
Now the next story coming out of Washington State. Father murdered man who sold his daughter into sex trafficking ring. I know you guys might have seen this story, but tell me what you guys think about this.
Investigators believe happened. The victim, identified as 19-year-old Andrew Sorensen. His body was found in the trunk of a Honda Accord. According to the docs, John Eisenman suspected Sorensen sold his juvenile daughter as a sex slave in Seattle. The docs say Eisenman and his fiancee rescued her, then Eisenman plotted his revenge. According to court records, he kidnapped Sorensen at a home in Airway Heights, binding him with zip ties, stuffing a sock in his mouth, and dropping a cinder block on his head. Then, according to records, while he was in the trunk of his fiance's Accord, he stabbed him repeatedly. The docs say he drove the car and Sorensen's body to North Spokane and abandoned it. That was about a year ago. Last week, somebody Spokane police believe does have no connection to the murder took that car from North Spokane and abandoned it here. And that's when neighbors made the discovery.
My boyfriend and his friend were out here working, and someone had previously left a car, as they do around here. Stolen vehicles are always left here. And we've had one prior that was blown, someone lit it on fire, and it blew up and was there for like 3 days, had to call code enforcement. So they went to go check it out because it had been sitting there for a while, and they noticed the ignition was dangling, obviously stolen. And they're just looking around, and for some reason, they decided to look in the trunk. And all I hear is that there's a body, and I'm like, no, there's not. You know, thinking it's a joke, and they're like, no, there really is, seriously. And I'm like, okay, well, if I have to call this in, I need to see.
So yeah, the story is pretty wild. Basically, the dad of the daughter who was being sold into, sex trafficking, found out, tracked the boyfriend down, killed him, stuffed him into a trunk, abandoned in the middle of nowhere. Then somehow the car was taken for a joyride back into town and abandoned a second time. And then it was broken into and discovered the body.
God, honestly.
A lot of people are saying that the dad's a hero.
Right. That I was honestly about to say that, I feel no pity or sorrow for the guy.
We see a lot of stories where, civilians will take matters into their own hands in this type of situation. And this is a perfect example. And maybe, I don't know the ins and outs if the dad reported this guy and they didn't do anything, or if it was just like he found out and just went on a whim. That's kind of what I'm going with.
Honestly, he probably just blacked out. I mean, that's probably what I would do if I had a kid and I heard that. I think I would just black out and go into a rage.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because now the dad's,
Well, I really hope, I mean, we see pedophiles that are doing the craziest things and then they only get 2 years. So I really hope that the jury will kind of see this story. And I mean, he's definitely going to do time, don't get me wrong, but I hope he doesn't do
all it takes is the jury to be like not guilty.
Right.
And then
I wish I was on that jury. We're definitely going to follow up on this one.
Yeah, this is a crazy one, you guys. And then the last story we got here, seems like the cops are working a little harder. Maybe they see all the attention that the predator catchers are getting for the catches. But let's see. Sting nets 9 arrests in Yellowstone County. So 9 different people.
Nice.
A Billings sting operation aimed at those who solicit sex from minors has resulted in the arrest of 9 men. The men were arrested following an operation that included several agencies over a 2-day period in October. The Billings Police Department, the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office, Homeland Security Investigations, and the FBI were all involved in that sting. According to a news release from the Billings Police Department, the operation targeted suspects who solicited minors online with the intent to engage in sexual activity or to meet adults trafficking minors for sex. Of the 9 suspects arrested, 8 were from Billings, with one of the men being from Minnesota. They ranged in age from 23 to 64 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so good on them. But I thought it was interesting. ICAC wasn't involved at all. But oh well, here's all the guys' mugshots.
3 men killed when their vehicle pulled a U-turn.
All right, well, now we're going to get into what dropped the last 48 hours, and I'm really excited. I've been seeing a lot of catchers that we don't talk about all the time on here, so I really love seeing, you know, not new catchers because they've been in the game, but just new uploads and then being able to talk about them.
Yeah, the first one we got here is coming from PCM. We talked about this on our show last, but this was a live discussion they were doing about parent safety
and
for their
loved
kids.
It. I absolutely loved it. They originally did it for parents because they have so many parents and, you know, they have a Facebook and everything. So they wanted parents to be able to ask questions. And then it just kind of turned into a Q&A. But somebody wrote in about a previous catch that you guys all know, Kenny. He was caught 3 times. Listen to, and you can show them real quick.
This is the guy.
This guy, you guys all remember. I think it was uploaded 2 weeks ago. He was caught 3 times. And police won't do anything about it. Well, we got a little update from a viewer.
I have to say thank you guys for the story on Kenny Fox. It was the day after he had been in my house with his boss looking at a leak in my ceiling. I called my property manager and my maintenance man. They had him fired from his job, and my property owners refused to let Kenny Fox on property. I have a 10-year-old boy and a baby on the way. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I just thought that was super awesome
That is
because I forget whose video it was in, but some random viewer said, oh my God, I saw this catch live across the street and now I'm a subbed. I think it was PvP or something, but that's my neighbor. I just think it's really cool when people that aren't really in this community find these and then they recognize the people and then they can give updates since they know the preds or they're within their daily routines.
Yeah, they also explained their frustration in doing catches in their hometown, Muncie, and said it's disheartening they don't have any convictions.
Yeah, Muncie is just really, really hard, and that's why I really hate when catchers, they kind of go against each other with how many convictions do we have or, whatever. I mean, I understand that is a big thing, but it's kind of unfair to some people live in counties that just will not, they'll arrest them, but they won't book them. Mm-hmm. So they were kind of stating that concern. They have had arrests in Muncie, just they have not been booked, but they're killing it. They're growing. And I think that times are going to change.
Let's hope so. That message from ICAC about ICAC wasn't that great. Next up, we got Creep Catchers Canada. We haven't seen anything from them, and the last I saw, their whole channel had everything removed. But they uploaded a couple of videos. And did you have anything to say about this one?
Play this.
Okay.
You're trying to meet me. You're trying to meet my other decoy account. You know what I mean?
The hood's not gonna do you any good, man. I got all your pictures. Got pictures off this file. Do you need somebody to talk to you? Do you need a counselor?
No, I don't.
Then I just need to go home.
Does your wife know about this?
Oh, of course. Do you have kids?
Yeah.
How would you feel if somebody did this and it was your kid? What would you do? There wouldn't be no kid.
Okay, so it's really funny that you asked if I have anything to say about it, because when do I not have something to say about everything? So definitely have something to say about this. First off, I just want to say, and I know everyone knows, I love their intro music. It's absolutely legendary. So just want to notate that since we don't feature them a lot on this channel, but hopefully we will now that they're uploading. But this guy tried to come and meet 3 underage boys at a mall. He just put on his hood. He walked straight to his car, and the police were called, and the predator said, can you just have them meet me at my house? Like what? But the main thing that stuck with me is that the predator said, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife. And it's so sick to me that so many of these predators have been married for 20, 30 years, and then they go and ruin it. And I feel awful for his wife. We did not get to see the police show up or anything after. I think it took a long time, so they edited it out. But I'm really happy to see
And
them
we know
back in the game.
we know Canada's not the, most keen on arresting these guys.
But we did want to say they do have their website with a lot of these catchers. We tell you all the time, they're really big on Facebook. So they have a really cool website. We'll link it below so you can go check it out. And then this is also their Facebook. I saw this and I loved it. If pedophilia is just,
sexuality, then burying them all
is just gardening. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that's funny.
I absolutely love that.
Creep Catchers was honestly one of the first teams that I found on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was Surrey Creep Catchers. And I'm sad they're not really doing around. I don't really know, because there were so many different branches up there when it first started. But I like to see more from them. So,
and we're excited that we were blessed with their videos the past 48 hours.
This is another one from Creep Catchers Canada. Predator doesn't want his wife finding out. And this was actually, I think, the chat logs, right? Or no?
No, the chat logs are next. But this one was actually really good because, first off, they have like 5 guys there filming. So you get every single different angle, which I absolutely love. And they actually had the decoy go meet up with the guy. He believed the decoy's age, everything. He went to go get them food. And then when they sat down at the table, the whole gang came out. So play it.
Yours came here to meet Cheyenne, 14-year-old. Come to meet her for sex.
He's got his little coffee.
Just talk about it.
You want to sit here and talk, or?
Look at all the guys.
Rolling.
You do know, man. We have you on the chat logs. That's why you're sitting down with my decoy, enjoying your nice cup of coffee. Right?
That's
So you can either
funny. That's intimidating.
That is intimidating.
The whole crew
but
rolling
I
up.
love it. I love it. And then, like so many of these catchers are doing, if they don't edit the chat logs into the video, they've been uploading it separately, which I know a lot of people love, so they can get to see how gross the predator was and how we got to the part of catching them. So that is also up as well.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. The next one we got here is coming from OG Ghost. This is Magic Fingers.
Okay, before you even play this, I just want to say I am very new to this channel, and I am like blown away with how professional he sounds. When you play this, he lets him know who he is, where he's with. It just sounds so professional, so listen.
Hi, got him? My name is Ghost. I work with an online watchdog that monitors, exposes, and reports online potential child predators. Can I see your face so I can confirm? I work with an online watchdog agency. This is you. I know why you're here. You want to show a 13-year-old girl your magic fingers?
No.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's why you met here.
Sorry.
No, this is you.
Please, no.
This is you.
No, please.
I'm sure it's going to be going to Amazon, where you work. It's illegal in this state.
My man pulled up with the script.
I know. No, I love it. I think he's new and he's getting kind of acclimated to what his style is going to be. And I think he's awesome. So this guy works at Amazon as a driver, I believe. So hopefully not for long. And again, I think that it's really awesome. I love it.
Shout out to OG Ghosts. The next one we got here is, I think this was the premiere from Predator Catchers PA. This was the other day after, I think it was after our show. Pred childcare worker at church wants to meet boy.
You hung up mid-condo.
It was lied because
I was about to tell your sister.
No, you made me call my family and ruin it. So now they're gonna have an awful Thanksgiving. My dad has heart problems. He's gonna end up in the hospital. And all this.
You're okay. You're
and
trying to
it's
blame
my
this
fault.
on me.
No,
It is
I'm
your
not.
fault.
I'm saying you shook my hand and you said if I was honest,
You
if
hung
I
up.
called.
You weren't
But
on.
I told her what
I was
you
about
told me
to tell
say.
her what you were gonna do. You like swallowed. And I was about to tell her all that. You hit.
Do you know how sick that is? Do you know how much that pisses me off that he just points,
Right.
you do this, you do, it's blame.
My dad's gonna have a bad holiday.
Exactly.
Like,
well,
what?
Your dad's going to have a heart attack because he found out his son is going after little boys when on his Sunday, he's Mr. Church, goer and child care helper. And then on a Monday, he's out being a pedophile.
Trying to
It just
little kids.
Like, I give it to Shafiq because I probably would have lost my shit. I just cannot believe how he was trying to turn it. And that's what all pedophiles do. They're all psychotic. But Shafiq found out this guy worked at a church or volunteers at a church after he posted this. So then he changed the title because he got to let everybody know.
Got to let him know. Yeah, good job on that one. The next one we got here is an upload from our boy Chris.
And this is a re-upload.
Yeah, this used to be Creep Catchers Texas, and then he got his channel removed by someone, and then he restarted a channel, Cowboy Chris TV.
And this was one of my favorite catches. Like, it's in a different category of favorite, but this was the funniest catch, and this is the catch that really made him blow up. So I really hope that this kind of goes
and the
viral
shit
again.
pred.
Yes, and the shit pred.
But I want to say, if you're not subbed to Cowboy Chris, come on, please go sub to him, because he had to start all over, you guys.
Yeah, he literally blew up and went from like 170 to 5,000 within like 2 weeks, and then his channel got removed.
And all of the videos, and it's important if you are a creator to save your videos on a hard drive, because he didn't have backups of a lot of his catches. So now he's got to start over.
But luckily he has this gem.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Could you?
Yes.
What do you think I could do?
You know, I knew you were playing all along, so.
Why'd you still come, though, if you knew I was playing?
Because I want to confront.
You want to confront me? Oh, so, like, you want to, like...
Yes.
Tell me to, like, go home?
Yeah, because I already knew.
Because I was a kid?
No, because I already knew who you really were, and I wanted to make sure it was all fake.
You wanted to make sure it was fake?
Fake, yes.
What you mean? Like, oh, okay, I get it. So you was trying to come here and confront me because I'm in the wrong.
Yes, you're in the wrong.
Oh,
you're not in the wrong?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
I already knew.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a good one. At least he has that one.
I'm so glad he has this one, because this has always been like, if I ever need to just laugh, I will watch this. So I'm so happy he has this. And it's absolutely crazy how much like this predator believes, like he is running with this narrative that
Chris is
in the wrong. And it's crazy.
And he catfished him.
But the cops did show up, so the cops handled it.
Yeah. Go check that one out. And leave a like for him. Let's get him back in the algorithm, get him some more subs. The next thing we got here is an episode from DAP, Excuse Me Everybody. And if you don't know, they do like a podcast style where they're just kind of chilling and they'll answer questions. And we just wanted to remind you guys to go check that out. And also, I think if you follow their Instagram, they let you ask questions for the podcast. So if you have a question for DAP and you want to get that out there, shoot them a message, because they pretty much go through all the questions that are asked.
Yeah, it's a great way to get to know your audience.
And it's a good show. I like to just like them chilling, listen to what they got to say.
That was the question I was looking for.
You
I wanted to talk
yeah.
about Indiana. We're coming back to Indiana. That place is fucking disgusting. I'm sorry if you're from Indiana or whatever.
Jesus.
You live in a shithole. And Indiana, like, those guys are fucking bad. Fort Wayne, I think, is like, we call it like fucking 12 guys in like 3 days there. Yeah.
Is that like...
So Indiana's really bad. That's where PCI
I was about to
PCM
say, you know what's really crazy? That's actually the first, I wasn't able to watch this, but it's crazy that he says that like some of the worst predators and grossest people are out there, yet the police is not doing anything.
And they don't want
it.
PCI and PCM to do anything about it either.
And ICAC is also saying no. Like, something is very weird there. Very, very, very weird. But shout out to PCI, PCM for keeping the streets clean and you know, doing everything they can to.
And hopefully we can get another DAP PCI PCM collab.
Yes.
Like to see that. The next one we got here is number 136 from DAP. They're going to be pumping out a lot of content coming up. This is Damien featuring TCOY.
Little girls, 11-year-old girls sending dick pics. What else do you do? Huh?
What you say? Read out the chat log, man. 11-year-old girl. You're a registered sex offender.
Yeah, I know I am.
You're a registered sex offender.
I know.
Yikes.
I go to jail tomorrow. Don't you worry.
Oh, you go to jail tomorrow? So you was trying to get a little girl before you go to jail?
No.
Yeah, you couldn't wait, right?
No,
How many dick pictures you sent to an 11-year-old girl?
Bro, I was fucking asking.
Shut the fuck up. How many pictures did you send to an 11-year-old girl?
I'm not dealing with this. Like.
Yeah, so this video originally was deleted, and I think that, well, I'm actually not even going to say because I don't know, but this guy is just so disgusting.
Yeah, this guy wanted to.
The fact that he could literally say, don't worry, I go to jail tomorrow. So he was going to come meet up with an 11-year-old, you guys. It's all disgusting, but 11 years old. And I was so happy to see TCOY. She's one of my favorite, not even just decoys, just favorite people. I love her. So it was really cool to see them do a collab.
Yeah, shout out to TCOY. The next one we got here is number 137, Robert from DAP.
To a 13-year-old girl.
I wasn't doing anything except for inviting somebody over for some company. I'm not trying anything.
She's 13 years old.
I'll promise you that much right now.
So you said you couldn't leave because you have a daughter. How old's your daughter?
Daughter's here. 10
How old's
years
your
old.
daughter?
Oh, no.
10 years old. So you're going to bring a 13-year-old girl
I was
over.
actually going to let them hang out.
Oh, my.
You didn't say anything.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, you guys just need to go watch this full thing. But that sentence alone it's
that
crazy.
makes me sick.
He was gonna let them hang out. His daughter is here. He's trying to hook up with somebody literally like his daughter's age. I hope that he loses custody of his children and he goes to jail.
Yeah, someone needs to look into this guy's whole family.
Well, I'm sure that they are.
The history there, because it's not looking good if he's trying to get a kid to come hang out. No, bad. Bad.
And you can tell he's like strung out on drugs.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I see meth through like my screen so hard right now. So, but it just makes me so sad that he has a daughter that's going through that.
Ugh, disgusting. Next one we got here is from Samuel CP Catcher. This is Pred drives 3 hours to meet 15-year-old. Yikes. Said I set him up. Wow.
This guy, you guys.
You like a normal human being.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Okay.
I thought she
2.5 hours you drove here, Philip, to meet up with a 15-year-old.
Oh,
you know.
She's 15.
Oh, come on,
She never told me she's 15. Why did I drive all the way down here, man? She's giving you the phone. I came down here just to go out and get her something to eat, man.
He reminds me of like a surfer from Cali.
No, he reminds me of somebody on a show. Like, I don't know, but just everything awful. And this guy, it's like with these predators, they try so hard to I think that they drive to the location thinking, okay, if this does wind up being a setup, this is the story I'm going to run with. But this guy, he was just blowing smoke up CP's ass literally the entire time. It was really bad. And he kept saying, thanks for ruining my night, man.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, he said, I just wish COVID would end so I could get off dating apps and quit meeting weirdos like you.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I wish we could stop meeting weirdos like you.
Right. Yeah, no. This is a re-upload. I remember this from a while back, but go give this one a like. Leave it another comment if you already did on the original.
And if you have not seen it, there's
good.
It's some that may not keep you super entertained, or you're just kind of like, okay, I'm waiting for the cops to show up. This guy is just like everything he says, you're just like, what? So really, really good.
The next one we got, this is an older one from Alex on the Gordon Flowers channel. Predator confronted in front of his best friend.
Yeah, wait, before you hit play, because we're not showing the part where he really gets interviewed. So the pred actually shows up, and his best friend, who knows nothing about this allegedly, is in the car seat. And his story is that he was just going to pick up his friend, smoke with him, and then drop him off at work. Anyways, he was coming to meet a little boy, and I tell you guys, there are certain times that Alex really warms up and is really, really kind. And this was one of those times. So roll that.
Brother's name? Say again? Jorge? You and Jorge are her pride, man. Does she love you? Yeah, she fucking loves you, man. She'd be heartbroken if she were to find out about this. She would be fucking heartbroken. Then Jorge is all she has left. And it's not a guarantee Jorge even would love you after this. I mean, your best friend just fucking left you.
Yikes. Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah, I think we all like to see pedophiles. We would love to see them get killed, but we can't see that. Yeah. So when some of the catchers, they're kind of rough with them, I think we all enjoy that because we're like, okay, these people are pieces of shit. But I think it's also really dope when Alex kind of gets down on his level and is kind of sticking up for his grandma. Like, come on, like she raised you. Right. Alex kind of tried to get him on the same level to be like, wake up, man. And I thought it was really cool.
Shout out to Alex. The next one we got here is coming from Panda. And I just want to say Panda Patrol Carolinas changed their name actually to Panda Patrol East Coast because he felt it was more fitting because he's going to be covering more area than just the Carolinas, I guess. So he got this new one here. This is Mr. Miata. He decides he wanted to meet a 15-year-old but got Panda instead.
Panda, all right? That's who I'm with. Parents Against Not Doing Anything. We're tired of this hashtag shit.
Well, it's not a pleasure to meet you because this is what you're out here doing. All right? Think about this shit, bro. People have kids out here. I got to people like you. It's ridiculous. This is stupid. Do you live in Saugasty? Well, then get the...
Okay, so we'll send you guys. We'll send you guys over there, and we're also gonna link Panda's Facebook. That's something that I'm starting to do in the bio. Is if any of these catchers have Facebooks, I'm also linking those in the descriptions because we're all on Facebook, and I think it's good that you guys add them. So if you're maybe not on YouTube, you still don't miss out on any of these catches. So we'll link that all below.
Yeah, and I'd like to see some panda stickers. I think that'd be good.
That would be cool.
Little panda.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
The next one we got here is from Steph. She had a couple decoy phone calls over the last couple days here.
Yeah, she is busting them out. So actually, I think I didn't look, but I know that she is doing a live decoy call. That's hard to say. Decoy call with Alex on his channel on his channel. And I think that it's kind of a part 2 of this. So you guys, this is a female and it's crazy because this lady, there was a point where Steph said, how old are you? And the girl literally said it out loud. She's like, I don't know. What grade am I? How old am I? Probably to ask her boyfriend so he could like give an answer. But this lady is pretending to be, in 10th grade, which is just absolutely crazy. And then Steph said that towards the end of the call, she heard kids laughing in the background. So she believes that this is a mother with kids. And I think that it's probably going to turn into your classic boyfriend is trying to have a threesome.
Right.
So the girlfriend is getting in, talking. But regardless, it's really bad because this girl is on a bunch of teen groups on Facebook. So she's going to be caught by Alex here within like the next week or 2. So definitely look out for that and go listen to their other call right now.
And then the next one we got here is coming from TCOY. This is live call with biker guy. He's 54 and TCOY is 12, and this is for PCI.
Yes, and this one is actually really weird. Today when I was writing my notes, I was listening to the call and I didn't listen. I listened to like, I think more than I would listen to like 40 minutes of it. But the conversation was kind of like a parent, like, oh, okay, so what did you do at school today? Okay, what did you dress up as for Halloween? But then like halfway through, you hear him breathing repeatedly, just really gross. And you can tell that he's jacking off. And TCOY is pretending to be a 12-year-old and she's not talking about anything sexual. She's not doing anything. So you can tell how sick this guy is, that he's literally jacking off just about her talking about
like just
her
normal
dog.
Day shit.
Right, her dog, and oh, I'm doing homework and I dressed up as a teddy bear for Halloween. It's absolutely crazy and I cannot wait for them to catch him.
Ooh, Eric's going to have a field day with this guy.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait.
And that pretty much does it for all the videos that dropped. The next one we got here is this is going to be a premiere from Predator Catchers PA, and this is in 14 hours. Aggressive Pred doesn't want to talk, so I call the police. So that'll be a good one to look out for. Go over to his channel and set your reminders so you can be in the live for that. And then the couple new channels we wanted to highlight here. The first one we got is from Florida Ped Patrol. Not to be confused with Colorado Ped Patrol. There is no affiliation between the two channels, but it just goes to show the influence that, you know, CPP is having with other channels with the name, you know.
And I think I know Tommy has said in previous lives that he does want to branch out and take other people under his belt. And I watched this guy's catch and I thought it was really, really well done. So definitely go subscribe. We will link it below. And Tommy, check it out.
Yeah, this is they're also on Facebook too. That's where they do most of their lives. I asked because this said it said in the description that this guy was arrested, but it didn't show the arrest. He said the full video is on Facebook. So we'll try to get that link too and link that for you guys below. And then the last channel I wanted to highlight here, this is HUGH MINN. And
I love that name.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
And they're new to us. We just found out about them, but they do some really good catches. And I think, you know, most of the content on the channel isn't really aimed at predator catching, but I think when I talked to him, he said he's going to be doing a lot more of it.
Nice.
So we can look forward to a lot more of this type of content from them. I'll play a little clip here.
What you doing here, bro?
spice latte, bro. You want to give it to me now? Okay, well, I got the you're here to meet a 15-year-old girl and fuck her in the ass, and I think you believe you said you were gonna pick up condoms and fuck.
Dude is shook right
He's
now.
shook. And you know what I love and I always look for with new channels is that there's a lot of new and emerging channels coming up. But when they, I mean, anyone can go catch a pedophile, but when they also have really good camera quality, really good editing, like for a part of that I couldn't really hear because the busy highway, but then there's subtitles, like they go that extra mile, and I totally appreciate that. So I'm definitely subbing. I hope you guys do too.
Yeah, I'll drop the link for the channel right now. Actually, I want you guys to go sub to both of these channels that we have. It's Florida Ped Patrol and HUGH MINN. And that pretty much wraps it up for our update.
Yes, and just so you guys know, I did talk to our friends over at White Guy Wednesday. They will be having, let me see who they said tonight. They're going to be having PP Mass, Musa, and Alex, and possibly NV Cap. So if you guys want to go check that out, it premieres at 7. And until next time, we will see you Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. We love you, and we will see you.
And we have a big announcement on Friday.
Yes, a huge announcement.
So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. If you could drop some purple hearts for us, that would be lovely.
We love you. Bye.
Peace.